far and breath is short. No way to reach the open port. We're overboard. There is no chance. We're overboard. Drink in, drink up. Everything that we see is fucked. Drown your sorrows to heal forever. The last thing we face together. We're overboard. There is no chance. We're overboard. Just let
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luke O'Blaze on The Metal Experience.
All right, we just heard In Oceans Deep by Extinguish the Sun, if I could say that correctly. The new single came out this past weekend. And then we heard a new Pangea track that was A Gateway to Nothing, and that's off the brand new album that came out this past Friday. Wait, it comes out or came out?
Came out.
Came out. And that's off the album Vesper. Pick it up. You can get the CD bundles still available on the band's Bandcamp page. Whew, man, I am fat. And this apparently is my 8-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So
Happy birthday.
we're gonna
He said it again.
he did it again. He done did it again.
It's an anniversary.
This time
He wasn't
Happy-
born 8
happy
years ago.
birthday.
Until the,
Happy birthday.
have on people now?
Happy birthday.
happy birthday! I was born out of a microphone bag, and I started doing this show 8 years ago. I'm a grown man now.
Tonight we have on with us for the first time Crusadist. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves, what you do in the band?
Yeah, Kevin, you start.
Kevin bass, Kevin Ariel Meister here to represent.
Aaron
It's a long
Nobles,
fucking name.
guitar.
Luke Seaver, guitar.
Jason Rack, drummer.
That's an appropriate name.
Jason Rack.
Drum rack. The rack attack.
That's the shortened version. Can't pronounce the whole thing. I'm Sean. I'm the vocalist. Sean Albro.
Well, fuck yeah. Thanks, boys, for coming out and on a school night and eating these chicken balls here with us.
He's got a whole fucking mouth.
Got a whole mouthful of chicken balls right here. Chicken balls.
Earlier on, he clapped, broke a glass, spilled all over the table,
Now he's eating chicken balls.
caused technical difficulties.
I don't know
Now-
why they brought me ranch. I don't know.
Blew up.
That's not
everything.
ranch.
That's chicken ball sauce.
We're off to a great start.
You're going to have little clucks coming out of your fucking cheeks. They're going to look like skin tags at first, but they're going to morph into little people. And then they're going to crawl off your face and hide in your drawers at night.
That sounds like a song.
Sounds like a scary music video.
Yeah, perfect.
How many music videos ideas are you guys going to come
I've
up with
counted
tonight?
4 that you guys
Four
have
so
talked about
far.
today.
Perfect. Oh, come on.
Did you see that?
We're going to break everything.
That microphone
went.
attacked your dick.
That microphone
Before the
jumped
night's
and
over,
tried to touch
everything
my
will be
dick.
Didn't you learn from my Jack and Coke?
We talked about chicken balls. The mic got excited and tried to grab my dick. I don't know. And it's pink, by the way, and it's right by my mouth like I'm performing on it in some way. Not vocally.
Just wanted to touch the tip.
Yeah,
Just
hey,
touch
you
the
know.
tip, babe.
Clown dick.
Oh, my goodness.
The tip is free game, you
It's a
know?
clown shoe.
That's like the handshake of our generation. Yeah, touch the tip. How you doing today? Touch the tip. I had a great day at work. Touch the tip. See
Tip
you
of the
later.
morning.
See you later. Touch tip
How
of
we
the
can summarize this show already was clowns, cocks, and
Tip of the morning.
oh jeez,
And cock tips.
and Crusadist.
Sounds like a gore grind band.
Clowns, cocks, and Crusadist.
Clouds, cops, and tips.
metamorphic chicken jizz minions. They crawl off your face in the
With a
middle
K.
of
Hang out in your
the night.
drawers.
With a K.
You have no idea.
Man,
It's still a
I
better
wish
name than
I smoked what you
Kingdom.
smoked before you showed up today.
Oh, man.
Say it.
I am not on your level yet.
Whew. You need to get some chicken balls in your mouth, Morgan.
I need to spill 2 more Jack.
I never want to hear you say that line again. Thanks.
No, I just need to spill 2 more Jack and Cokes.
don't forget your celery there. Oh.
This is the only time I eat celery.
Crunch them right into the
Is we-
microphone, too.
Yeah. Make
Yeah.
it sensual.
In 2
for the-
microphones.
Oh man, it's like one of those videos where
I
people
hate
Oh, you got ranch all over my mics, brah.
I just saw that shit.
If you get this thing excited again,
There's ranch all over.
it's going to bungee jump straight into my dick, and I'm not having that, man. I'll have to have the band come down here and play a little minuet for the
Oh, whew.
for the experience.
Oh my goodness. All right.
The
we're-
metal experience.
We're off to a wonderful start. Why don't you guys go ahead and give us the backstory, how the band formed and how you guys all met each other and
Oh man.
how we ended up eating chicken dicks tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I guess it goes back quite a while. Kevin and I have been friends for a long time. Same with me and Aaron. We were all pretty much from the same local scene as we were growing up as musicians, playing in different bands.
Jamming out in the Calumet City practice spots.
Yeah, Calumet City region. A lot of bands practice back there, and a lot of our friends. So we kind of got together, and then when the time came about, we started jamming together. Me and Kevin were doing Apothecarian for a while, and we had a room right next to Overbeast, which Aaron was a part of. And there was a time where we almost had Aaron in Apothecarian towards the end when it was splitting up. Yeah. And then, yeah, well, and then it split up, so it never really took form. And then I went on and tried some other projects. Me and Kevin tried to do a few things, and
We just ended up falling through, and then we joined up with this project eventually. You know, like it was on like around like 2013. We joined up, or me and Aaron here joined up, started creating riffs and shit, and then eventually met Jason. And then we were jamming for a good, you know, like maybe couple months, and then Sean entered the project in with us, and then from then on out, you know, like we were just making songs, you know, up until now, you know, pretty much creating ideas, and till eventually, you know, like Against the Plagues happened, you know, he got called into Against the Plagues, and Aaron here too, and they did that for a little run. Then eventually me at the end, and then we joined up with this here project here, Crusadist, warrior metal, ready to dominate the world.
well, yeah, we did Against the Plagues. I kind of jumped into that. I auditioned, and it was already an established group, and I kind of auditioned, and I got into that, and they were looking for another guitarist, and I ended up calling on Aaron, and he joined the band. And then throughout the time in Against the Plagues, there were some lineup changes, and I ended up getting Kevin involved in the band. So pretty much
at the end of it,
we were all together at one
badass.
point, and then Against the Plagues went on hiatus after we released the album, and pretty much told these guys, screw it, let's keep doing our own thing. You know, we'll start something fresh. So we actually started meeting at my house about a year and a half ago in July. Started writing songs and getting them together and looking for members to fill out the lineup. And we actually went through
a long struggle.
We went through 13 guitar players
Whoa.
to find Luke. And actually we were like, kind of like, well, we fucking kind of give up hope right now. We should just put out this demo and hopefully that'll be bait to get somebody. Well, we called Luke, and he ended up doing the solos, and then we just were like, you're not fucking going anywhere. You're in this band now.
Stuck with us.
I stuck a lime in his ass. It's like a it's like a tracking device. And so then, no, he was into it. And right after we released the demo, I got an opportunity to open for the Summer of Steel tour at the Forge with Ex Mortis, Hatchet, The Absence, and Macabre. And we put out for it, and they actually accepted us, and it was our first show. We kind of didn't even have enough material to play, but we were like, fuck it, we're going to do it anyways. It's a good beginning show. And we wanted to show Luke we were serious too, you know.
Is that
give
where
him
Luke
incentive.
got most of his Ex Mortis shirts from?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
that
by your
night.
full
That was at least a
inventory.
couple of them. That was at least a couple of them. Yeah. 2 out of the 12, probably.
Yeah, so we did the demo with Dan Klein, Iron Hand Audio in Chicago. We did 3 songs, and we put that out, and we've just been trying to play shows and stay active. And once we were onto something, we felt that, you know, once Luke came in and Jason came in, and Jason was very ambitious and learned all the stuff we had been working on and was trying to get us to play shows earlier. But once we got Luke, that's when, like, the final pieces were put together.
Yeah,
You know,
it was pretty nice how it all came together like that too, because me and Aaron here were working on stuff for a while with Jason, and then it's like all of a sudden Luke just enters the studio environment with us, you know, like just out of nowhere. It's like, here's Luke, you know, in the studio writing these fucking badass solos and all of this to the music. And, you know, the rest is history, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know?
It's history.
We went on to writing this album that we're on the brink of releasing, and it's been awesome ever since. I mean, we've had a great time working together, writing music and playing shows, and Jason has a spot over in Chicago by Midway at the Rock Spot, and we're very grateful for that. That's like our home. That's what Jason brings to the table on top of his pounding drum skills and his glorious dreadlocks.
Glorious.
Glorious.
They are glorious.
We slept together in a bed in Kentucky one time. All three of us.
And this guy snores with a million different patterns.
Oh my God,
I gotta
dude.
get my little fucking.
I'm making beats in my
Plugs,
sleep,
man.
dude. Okay.
Turn him a mic.
So,
Speaking to the pink dick.
gladly.
Speak to the pink.
Yeah, so he was snoring and so incredibly loud, and I've never heard it like in that way.
I mean, it resembled an earthquake. This is not a joke.
I had to turn up the fan motor.
I had to stick my head in the fan.
And you were snoring in patterns?
Yeah. I'm always on time. and,
Different
you know.
patterns. You get used to one pattern and it's about to fall asleep, and then
Just
the
comes
next
natural.
wave comes in. You know.
Hey, that's that breakdown out of left field, you know.
Can you do an impression?
A snoring break?
Kind of hard. He would have to do one.
The funny part was that he kept snoring, and it was keeping me awake, so I was starting to laugh. And then he heard me
I was
laughing.
awake too. I heard you.
He started giggling. We were giggling for 30 fucking minutes. And the rest, yeah.
So who can do an impression? What does it sound like to you?
You know that freight train that stopped them?
It's hard because the mucus clogs up. You know. And
It's my soft palate. It vibrates. That's where my gutturals come from.
It sounded like a tin roof slapping in the wind, man.
Yeah, it's just something kind of like that. Well, there's other. I'm not going to give him the full effect. If you want the full effect,
really
meet me at a
fucking-
Motel 6. We'll fucking
You need to,
shack
like,
up, and I'll
smack- it's like smacking a
literally
broom on a
so many
wall
patterns
like
you
every
never
like
know.
3
maybe
times
a Super 8.
second.
I don't know.
You and
Econo
Luco
Lounge?
could have a snore battle.
Oh my goodness.
There's times where like
Oh, don't
I've
get
got to
them two in a
stop
room
and
together
and,
sleeping,
and
please.
like wake up in my sleep to make sure he's still alive because he's got that snoring where like it'll start snoring and then it randomly stops and then for a second and then it gets super loud. Like it sounds like he's like
I
suffocating.
die a little bit
in
every
his-
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's me.
it's like
You're like, stop, and you're like, holy shit, he's fucking dead. And then it's
Yeah.
like,
exactly. And you
then-
know when it's
Exactly
coming and
like
it's
it,
worse
dude.
when it's after he's been drinking.
oh man, yeah. I almost died from from Sour Patch Kids one night. I woke. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but you know, it just reminded me of that. So yeah, first they're sweet and then they're fucking sour.
I think it's the reverse.
It was good.
Oh my goodness. And so what you brought for us tonight, you guys brought 4 tracks, correct? Are those off of the first recording or what did you guys bring for us tonight to
So
play?
3 of the songs are off the demo, and then we brought 1 from the new album.
Okay. And when was the demo released?
The demo was released July. I want to say it's July 15th, 2018.
Okay.
So it's still pretty new.
Yeah.
But we moved quickly to once all the pieces were together. We were like, all right, let's do the album. You know, so we just been full force trying to write the album, and some of the songs that we did on the demo are on the album now. We recorded them with the new production, and there's been little changes, little things to it, but you know, it's pretty much the same.
And then for the new CD, how many tracks we looking?
9.
9?
Mhm.
Do you guys have them done? All okay.
Everything's ready
All
to
done.
go.
And you guys are in the
Sonic
process
kick-ass.
of recording right now. Are you recording the same? No.
Releasing.
No,
Your
it's all
process
it's
of-
finished.
Oh, it's finished.
We are
Mhm.
done
Ready
recording.
to go.
Yeah, we recorded at Bell City Sound in Racine, Wisconsin.
Is that where you recorded the first demo
N-
also?
No, we recorded with Dan Klein at first.
Okay.
At Iron Hand Audio in Chicago. But I have a relationship with Chris DeJerk of Bell City Sound. I recorded there with Against the Plagues and Dead Hand System when I was in that project. And he's very professional. He records Jungle Rot. He did Origin. He does just did November's Doom recent album. Chris is a real professional, has awesome studio, lets us camp out there, and it was a really good time. So we went up to Racine and recorded, but we sent our album down to Spring Hills, Florida to be mixed and mastered by Jeremy Kling and Taylor Nordberg. Those guys are both in Tampa's The Absence, and Jeremy Kling also plays drums for Venom Inc. They have their own production company. It's Smoke and Mirrors Productions, and I mean, he does a lot of stuff, too. He's like tour management. He does sound production for tours like Front of House and stuff like that. And, yeah, those guys are really cool. We played our first show with them, and I already kind of knew Jeremy and some of the other bands before from other bands that I had been in, just playing shows together. And he really liked Crusadist, and he wanted to be a part of our album. So we thought it was the best option to go with people who are excited and really wanted to work on it. We felt we would get the best if, you know.
Amazingly, that was our first show too, with the people that recorded.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
it's
mixed
kind
and
of
mastered it, you know.
kind of sentimental, you know. Everything kind of has been lining up with Crusadist, especially like once the final pieces, once we had the full lineup together, it's like everything clicked really well, and so far it's like been a weird coincidental connection as we've been going on. Everything is kind of tied to one another, and it's been really cool. We're all very like you know, we wanted good results, but we're kind of shocked at how well things are working out. It's definitely not taken for granted.
So when are you guys expected to release this?
Hopefully at the end of the year or sometime.
Well,
you know,
before then, actually,
October 19th, I thought we were going to do it right at the brewery, or what?
it's gonna be probably later than that, but it'll probably we're shooting for like a Halloween release. Yeah,
Sometime in November.
by November 1st, Halloween. I mean, we're going to do it independently. We've been scouting at some labels, well, talking to some labels, and, you know, we're a fairly new band, so we're realistic, and we feel like we have some legwork we need to do on our own to kind of build up our own buzz first before we entertain anything or expect to be taken seriously. You know, we're a fresh band. We're moving at a quick pace, but we're also realistic, so we put a lot into it, and we kind of feel like putting it out and putting the final touches independently is kind of the best route for us at this point in time. This is kind of make a statement, you know, this is what we did on our own by ourselves with no outside help, you know, so all us.
It was a lot of work, too.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
A lot of sacrifice. I mean, a lot of money we kind of didn't have, but we knew that, you know, if we wanted something professional quality and something that would be industry, you know, competitive, that, you know, we needed to pull out the stops
I'm
and
in
try
trouble.
to make it happen.
Now what
Because
happens?
you ate the
Like,
chicken
put it
ball?
on the tab. One
She-
glass.
She didn't offer me another drink.
I don't think
Fuck
you didn't ask her.
Why?
Because you ate too many chicken balls.
I
They're
made
starting to grow
eye
on your face, and
contact.
you scared her.
She looked
probably
at you
did
and she was
scare her.
like, "Up, it's already starting to happen. I see the little
I
creatures.
see it.
You are not getting a drink,
He's
sir."
eating all them chicken balls. It's getting me a little uncomfortable.
Oh man, these are good.
I called her back for you.
Oh,
Aaron.
man.
I know I broke a glass.
She didn't even know that. She's like,
Oh, you
did
broke a
what?
glass.
What a great way to start a conversation.
He also had the sound guy out there pull a hit on somebody earlier.
I know I broke like 4 chairs here, but can I get a drink?
I know I broke.
I gave an upper decker in the bathroom, but I'd like some more wings, please.
Fucking confessional.
I need more celery.
I know I punched an old woman in the mouth on my way to the bathroom, but I'm going to need a couple more chicken balls for...
I scratched myself a little too long on the way here, and I gotta admit it felt good, so I just kept doing it.
Well, let's play
The
Crusadist
itch was
check.
gone, but, you know, I just kept scratching.
Just
Oh
so I
my
don't
goodness.
talk about chicken balls anymore. Let's play Crusadist.
What track do you guys want to open up the metal
Play
experience
chicken
with?
balls.
Chicken balls?
Chicken balls.
Yeah. Hey, if you want, why don't you play the single from the album first? Since people kind of already know the demo, I mean, I can even send you guys more tracks from the album while we're sitting here.
Well, fuck yeah.
You know.
No,
I have the power in my phone.
what's the
Technology.
first track you guys want to play tonight?
Let's play The Unholy Grail.
The
That's the title track of the album.
the titular track?
Of the new
titular
album.
Yes.
We're playing new first. Here we go.
Titular.
Testicular track.
What is that
Testicular
like?
track?
The poultry testicular track.
Vertically.
Oh boy. I'm curious.
podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my god. Well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
This is Jeff. This is Linus. We're in the band Nephilim, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
All right. We are back with the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with the clueless Luco Blaze.
Woo!
And we are here tonight with our friends in Crusadist.
Oh, yeah.
That was the titular track off the upcoming album, The Unholy Grail.
Yes.
And I saw a little icon when I clicked to, play the song that came up on the media player. The artwork of this is like part gauntlet, part... Is it on a triangular stand? What is this sitting on? Or is it like two in one thing? Describe this for me.
We had the album art cover. The art that popped up was an earlier version of the actual full cover, but we teamed up with Par Olofsson from Sweden. He's done covers for Immolation, Aborted, Unleashed. Who else
Exodus.
has he done? Exodus. Yeah, he's done a lot of cool bands, and we were
Immortal.
Oh, he did Immortal too? Yeah. Well, he did Against the Plagues, Purified Through Devastation's album cover, and I worked with him before, and we actually had different art at first. But as that was done way early on, it was by Helge C. Balzer. He did an Inferis Revenant cover, and we talked to him, and he did a cover at first, but then as the album got finished, the feeling this was darker, and we felt like something darker would be better, so we talked to Par, and we came up with the idea of using the Unholy Grail as kind of like the inspiration for the art. So what you're seeing there is the actual object, the Unholy Grail, and the blood is spilling out of it, and it's kind of taking a new life of its own. And the idea behind that is the Unholy Grail is this concept or this relic that is this dark power that it brings about immortality, like a supernatural kind of strength. It's like a object of desire that is unattainable, like a pursuit of. So that's kind of what the concept of the album is. So what you're seeing is this Unholy Grail in these temple ruins, kind of like a catacomb, fallen empire of sorts. Something in a different kind of nether realm, like somewhere where you got to travel to uncharted territory to get, So that's pretty much what you're seeing there.
So if you were to choose...
Which is the album? I'm looking through your
No.
Facebook photos. None of these are the album cover.
No, we haven't unveiled. We haven't unveiled it
Oh,
yet.
I'm looking. I'm like, is it this one? He's like, no. I'm like, is it that one? He's like, no.
Nope.
But for real though,
No, we haven't unveiled it yet, but we will be doing that. We will be doing that soon. We were trying to keep a lot of this under wraps until we figured out what we were actually going to do with the release. We didn't want to give away anything if we were going to sign with somebody. We did have a couple offers, so we kind of wanted to keep things confidential until we made the decision of what we were going to actually do. And at the end of the day, we just decided that we're going to take control of our own release and do it on our own. So now we're ready to start leaking some of this stuff. So
stuff
get
that we're
ready.
going to play for the rest of the night is unheard of by human ears until now.
Unheard of.
Yes. Yeah, and I figured what better way to premiere some of this than on your 8-year anniversary.
Oh.
I mean,
Happy birthday.
It's a special night,
Happy
right?
birthday.
Happy birthday.
8 years ago, he crawled out of a mic.
Oh my gosh. So if you were
Like
to go...
a little chicken fetus out of the cheek.
Like a chicken fetus out of a
covered
chicken
in
ball.
ranch dressing.
Oh,
baby.
Covered in cocktails.
Just popping out of a big vat of sauce. I'm born today. This day 8 years ago.
So
Give me my microphone.
I was born for this.
if you were to go in some sort of Indiana Jones adventure, what unholy grail would you go after?
Who invited Tim Allen?
Whoa.
When microphones attacked.
All these microphones want to touch our dicks.
You guys better watch your dicks.
Aaron.
That broke somehow.
Aaron broke it.
You gotta hold.
Did
gotta
you
hold
clap?
on to it.
Did you fucking?
You have to hold on to that.
Bringing bad juju here.
I didn't clap that one.
I cannot believe what's happening tonight.
I've
We've
only been
broken
using
a
one
glass.
hand.
Maybe there's
so
a
I
little
don't-
bit of
We've broken a
lime juice squeezed
microphone.
on
We've
it.
had 2 microphones attacked.
If we had to go on an Indiana
thing
Jones,
break?
I don't know. Stop talking and let him talk.
if we
Thanks.
went on an Indiana Jones quest for a relic of immense power, it would have to be the lime. The search for the lime.
What lime? What is this lime?
This
What
lime,
is this
it's
lime you
the,
speak
the
of?
lime is the key to alternate dimensions, and it is its power was conceptualized by Bobby
Based off of a
T.
dream you had, or is this actually
this is real.
folklore?
No, this
This
is
is
real.
I think it
This
might
is
be
real
real.
life, Morgan.
Comes from planet Citron.
It's
So,
powered
like,
by a little dwarf shoveling limes into a.
see, the lime,
Oh, yeah.
it's,
Fire.
it's more than just the lime. See, the lime is the symbol, but it's really the citric juice. It works as a catalyst to open up different dimensions. I've said too much.
Oh my god!
Who sent you?
But that would be, yeah, who's... They're fucking all over. The whole band,
You
they're
know
all
the
in.
first
all
rule
lime.
about Citron.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Citron, right?
You clapped and broke 2 fucking things already.
And a mic, dude. So
Yeah.
That was one of the things.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
That was one of the things.
Because you're drinking a Guinness. That's why.
Give me 2 Gainesses, please.
2 Guinnesses and my chicken balls.
It's some of that sauce.
Luke's going to pull out his dick and dip it in the sauce.
Now,
Sauce.
a couple of you guys are actually
Sauce.
wearing Crusadist shirts tonight. Who did the artwork for your shirts?
The shirt that Aaron is wearing is Roberto Todorico. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's an Italian artist.
It's your daddy, Roboito.
He does art for like Party Sand, Open Air Fest. He's also done art for Sinister, and I don't know, just kind of came across his art and commissioned him for a piece, and he was really cool. The guy that did
I like it. I like it a lot.
the guy that did my shirt is Carl Dahmer of Dahmer Art. He's done a lot of art for some of the local bands in the Chicago scene, and I believe he's in a few bands himself. The cool thing about Carl's art is all of his stuff is ink on paper, and then he scans it and stuff. So
That's
everything
very
is pretty hand drawn. We have more designs by him as well. We actually have about 9 designs that are not printed right now that we
Whoa.
kind of stockpiled. So a lot of those will be coming out soon too. We've been
really
building all this up for the album release, basically. So
Gotcha.
what everyone has seen so
So
far
we
of
could
Crusadist,
take it on the road.
it's been very minimal up until now when we're about to release the album.
Road.
Oh, now you're throwing forks.
Go fork yourself.
Go
Gee.
fork yourself.
Well, let's play another Crusadist track while we collect ourselves again.
All right.
Apparently, somebody
What
has to
song?
clean up after himself.
What
so.
song would you like to play from the list of songs I've sent you?
The one that right now is intriguing me is "Only the Fearless Ride."
Oh, well, I mean, no.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
No, that's actually kind of that's kind of like what we intend. Well, we didn't intend on it, but it kind of has become our little anthem. You know, it's kind of like the Brotherhood of Metal song. You know, like only the fucking fearless ride.
Only the fearless
Like
ride.
whenever life gets hard, you know, you got to just
Sissy,
kind of
sit at home.
yeah.
Only the fearless ride. It should be on a T-shirt by itself without our name.
With chicken balls
With chicken balls dripping.
dangling
No, I'm being serious here.
as he's saying that with chicken balls in
Dipped
his
in
mouth.
sauce.
He's got chicken balls in or around his mouth.
All right. Well, here we go. Off the Unholy Grail. Here is "Only the Fearless Ride."
Only
Well, I expect that type of language at Denny's, but not here. Well, that's too freaking bad. You hear me?
Because we're throwing it back to Morgan and Luco on the Metal Experience.
Well, hi there. Hello. We know you're enjoying your current dose of metal with the people at the Metal Experience. What are their names, Brian?
Hey, Morgan and Luco, how you doing?
Well, howdy. Should you get through with your dosage with them and find yourself still wanting metal, come see us at the Epitome of Stupidity podcast. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and other places, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's a cool show, I must say.
Until then, back to these guys.
Bye-bye.
Woo! We are back hanging out in the dungeon of Fitz's Spare Keys. We just heard another fucking Crusadist track. That was Only the Fearless Ride. I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. Man, I got to fart so much. Just want to let you guys know. I walked over there and I farted some, and I came back. I didn't want to.
Is that why it smelled like Dusty Warehouse?
That's exactly why. And death.
Just make sure you fart on Aaron for all the.
That's why the band in there is an
Why am I the
intermission.
butt of this joke?
They're like, we have to go and wipe off our instruments. They're a little foggy right now. My tuba's out of tune.
Tell us a little bit about how you guys started listening to metal music.
What?
What were
Give
some
us
of the
the
first
backstory,
bands
guys.
that inspired you?
I was in a Metallica cover band. Totally got me into metal.
Every one of us was into like Metallica, Pantera, like basically them types of bands. Like even I grew up on Korn, for instance. You know.
Of course you did. You live in Indiana.
Yeah, the C-O-R-N.
Oh, you mean corn with a K.
Aaron.
God damn it, you guys.
Speechless.
Luke, would you like to tell us your history of metal?
Yes. Tell us your history of metal.
I mean, I grew up listening to
I can't hear you.
Uh-huh. Now can you hear me?
That's better.
Place it on the tip.
There's no clown dick. Well, I mean, I started listening to a lot of the more like new metal stuff, similar to how Kevin kind of started with Slipknot and Korn, and a lot of like
Pretty
the
much.
stuff that was heavy back then, and then fell into like a pit of Swedish death metal and found out about bands like Dismember and Hypocrisy and all of these really kick-ass, like really fast thrash and death metal bands. Yeah, that were a lot more technical. Found out about bands like Decapitated and Behemoth, and it kind of
More technical than Korn?
Yes.
Hey, Korn
No,
is pretty
that riff.
badass, though.
No, that riff in Blind is tough, man.
Well,
that is
that is one of their
that is
easier riffs,
3 fucking notes.
I
That is
actually
tough.
did that song in a talent show. We got disqualified.
Because you were blind or because of the song choice?
I think it was because of the cursing. You know, honestly.
It was intolerant.
They're like, nope.
Marilyn Manson, Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Megadeth?
99 Ways to Die. You know? Deicide.
Liar.
Marilyn Manson, Megadeth,
You are
Deicide.
so far away. You are like afraid of the microphone. You say something, back up real quick.
You can come closer.
This isn't
Put
a
your
drum
mouth on the
set.
tip.
You gotta get it like right here, man.
Right on the
I
tip.
mean, you can be on the other side of Sean and just get
Yeah,
real
yeah.
close to him.
Closer.
Do you remember when
Remember
Best
you
Buy used to
shared-
send
You shared a bed together. This is nothing.
Give him a peck.
That's how the chicken starts. Give him a peck.
Yeah. Best Buy used to have, the sales catalogs.
And you just go through there and grab
yeah,
metal?
Yeah, you remember when Divine Intervention came out?
Oh,
Slayer?
yes. I
Intervention? Yeah.
love
Fucking
Divine
saw that
Intervention.
album. I fucking,
Oh my God.
Yeah, went down there, paid for it.
That was the first Slayer album I owned too, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Divine Intervention in
Intervention,
1994?
Yeah, I believe so.
Here in 1994, things are ever before. Violence
Yeah.
of we adore.
Maybe it was in 95 because, cars.
Because cars.
What?
Like
automobiles. They didn't start until 1995.
That's
you know.
a kid's
you buy
movie.
you buy a 2020 in 2019. That's what everybody says at every show.
There's always one.
See, I think they should replace it with Guar now, though.
Guar!
Everyone should scream Guar instead.
I'm just glad they're not screaming Freebird anymore.
Oh, that's still happening.
Yeah. Well, the bands that got me in, well, I don't know. I listened to all kind of stuff growing up. My parents were big into like the Doors and Pink Floyd and stuff, so I got exposed to like some like Slayer, Iron Maiden, Brutality, like Guar actually was a big band that kind of got me into metal. That was my first concert. I was 14. I seen them at the Riv Halloween in like 96. So it was a long while ago. And that was my first show, and I was like hooked from just seeing the live element, feeling the music just hit you. It was just something different. It kind of captivated me. So I went every year, and then like 10 years to the date, I got to work with the guys from Guar. So it was really cool.
Feeling all their juices hit you too.
Oh yeah, that was the best part.
All that slave juice.
It was just splashing me in my face.
The Grado Drive with.
I used to get real close to the cuttlefish and let it squirt me in the eye.
Where
wasn't
was
the
it
original
you guys recorded
cuttlefish.
at again?
I recorded down in their studio. It was Karma Studios.
Do not break this glass.
/ Slave Pit.
I didn't
Studios.
break the last
No
one.
one
Don't
fucking
clap.
I am batting 500 right now. That's nothing to be proud of, right? Baseball.
Baseball. Chicken baseballs. Rounded in
You're
third.
great at catching cock, bad at catching balls.
Catching cock.
Takes one to know one.
Oh.
Well, cocks are easier to catch because you can grab them.
Girthy.
The balls they bounce. They got a mind of their own. They're willy-nilly style. Just fucking all over the place. But you can command a cock. Balls got a mind of their own.
Do the balls tie together like a bola? And
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on how fast you're running.
You're gonna make me do that one funny laugh, I swear.
One time in gym class, I was running laps so long, my balls got twisted up so tight I couldn't sit down for a week. I just had to go backwards for like a while until they unraveled.
I had to run home backwards.
I dropped them on a vinyl and let it spin backwards. And it untangled my testes. Then I pissed all over the place. Just holding it in for a while. Even though piss don't come from the balls, but you know.
But you know.
No one says that.
You know.
Prove it.
Maybe it wasn't piss. Maybe I squirted.
It's just. Oh, now I get it. I get it.
Late to the party.
So back to working with Guar.
Yeah. So, Guar's a very respectable band, and I met Corey Smoot. That's the one I knew from Guar the most. He's the one that ran Karma Studio. And
didn't he throw up in your front yard?
Yeah. I did some touring with his other band, Mensreya. And that's kind of like I made friends with Corey. He was really cool. He's kind of like my mentor in a lot of ways in the metal industry because he recorded my first album with Eben Mortis, which we put out on Rotting Corpse Records in Chicago. And Corey kind of just taught me the ropes of a lot of what goes on in the industry behind the scenes, introduced me to a lot of people, and I learned a lot. So I was really grateful because he didn't have to do that. He was busy with a lot of things, and he kind of took me under his wing. So I was very appreciative of that. And every time they came to town, they'd always give me guest lists and whatnot. So I got to meet the other guys in the band and kind of became friends with Brocky. And it's a tragedy because now all the guys I was cool with have passed. Even Dave Gibson, their sound guy, he was the drummer for Mensreya for a while, and he also helped Corey in the studio. So like the three main guys I knew from Guar that were kind of like mentoring me in the beginning stages of what I would like to say my professional career as a musician, I guess. They're all past now, but their memory and their music and their influence live on. So.
There's a great video of the current lineup at this past Riot Fest trying Malort for the first time.
I saw Malort.
Some of them, not a couple.
I still have
like
not.
That was great.
Yeah.
They have it here.
Yeah, it
you
smells
can
like
get
piss.
it.
I have not tried Malort yet. I heard it tastes like earwax and something else.
Sewage.
Hairspray.
Yeah.
Aquanet or
Yeah,
Or
Aquanet.
what about herbal essences?
I
That
don't
stuff
think they
smells
make it.
great.
VO5.
So let's
They have Malort here.
Oh,
You can try it
No.
tonight.
I will do it.
Band shot.
Dare you?
I'll
Band
do it.
shots?
Do they have 151 here?
You can ask her. She's right here.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Do you have 151?
That's not a lime, is it?
Modelo's, babe.
Uh-oh.
I slam Modelo's.
He's got a lime over
You
there.
got a lime. Sorry, guys.
Oh, shit's getting
All
real.
right, so the crazy question to turn around. So
That
we
is
touched on everything that
literally
started you into metal. So let's ask a band that your bandmates would be surprised that you admit that you listen to. What's a band that they would not know that you listen to?
Limp Bizkit.
I like.
Dude, I'm not even joking. I was just gonna say Limp Bizkit, man.
Why don't you eat that, Mike? Shit. I love me some Pat Benatar.
You can buy that sound clip if you want.
I like Genesis.
Now?
Yeah.
Genesis is the shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, Genesis.
We got Pat Benatar. We got 2 Limp Biscuits over here.
We
got 2 Limp Biscuits.
I'm fucking ashamed. I'm gonna go break some stuff. If my day keeps going this way, I just might break some fucking shit tonight.
That's a good thing you changed that word.
Yeah.
You're right.
Aaron already broke some
Fred
fucking
Durst
shit
all
today.
goes after you and shit. He's like, dude.
I always break shit.
Hey, I hope you know, I pack a chainsaw.
I will skin your ass raw.
Luke, Jason, the band that the rest of the bandmates would not know that you listen to.
Oh, it's us that we wouldn't know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's hear this.
Luke, you wanna go ahead?
I don't know. I have to think.
I know Jason listens to some weird shit.
Yeah, but you know about that.
I know, so I'm like giddy with anticipation on what I don't know.
The Eagles.
The Eagles, okay.
I do like the Eagles.
Luke's rocking out to the Eagles.
That was a gimme.
Who doesn't listen to the Eagles, you fucking asshole?
You know. Yeah.
It's Miley Cyrus, isn't it? You're having trouble.
He's looking down. You caught him.
I know, right?
I'm gonna have to guess it.
Oops, you did it again.
It was Britney Spears all along.
I knew it.
Yeah, you know.
What?
That's why that girl called you Ginger Spice.
Hey, if you want to be my lover.
You gotta butt fuck my friends.
Oh, God. Oh, no. You gotta.
Jesus.
Who are your friends?
You got slammed.
I don't know. We'll throw Haydn in there, a classical composer.
Oh, all right.
All right.
I did not know that.
You've been hiding it this whole time?
Let's play another Crusadist track.
Give me something
Give me that mic.
Let's go back to the demo that you released last year. Let's play a track off that.
All right.
Again?
Oh.
Nice.
Noble.
Yeah, fucking noble,
The
man.
Noble Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! All right, here we go. More Crusaders.
Nacho Man, Randy Savage.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin.
We are on every Thursday morning
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Hey, this is Pete.
Tanner.
Zach. And we're Bloodletter, and you're listening to The Metal
Experience.
All right, we are back. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, hanging out here with our friends in Crusadist. That was another awesome track. This was off of actually the demo that they released last year. It was called The Noble Savage. And what is The Noble Savage about?
Oh, throwing.
What is it about?
The Noble Savage is basically kind of the culmination of what the Crusadist figure is. It's a warrior who's constantly thrown into battle and trying to fight for what he believes in. It's like the eternal war within and all the struggles he faces in life. And what it is he's a noble person at heart, and he tries to always fight for the good, but he's constantly thrown into battle, so he has to become a savage and a merciless killer, to survive, basically. So the Noble Savage is kind of depiction of the duality of the Crusadist. It's the someone who's trying to fight and make it through life while still being a good person, even though you have to kind of become the demon to kill the demon for a greater cause, I guess. So.
And Aaron, that's also your last name, and that's...
Yep.
Yes.
So you are the Savage.
I am the savagest motherfucker you've ever seen. I swear to God, you don't
So
even know.
That's why he broke.
This motherfucker clapped and broke a glass.
Shit. Fucking
And ate chicken balls.
And ate chicken balls.
At the same time.
Broke a mic stand.
See, the noble part was he was giving applause. The savage part was the breaking of the glass. And then the part was just him eating chicken balls.
I ate celery too. Get it right.
Oh, you did eat celery. Hell yeah.
You gotta stay hydrated after
Right on.
More savage than I
water.
thought. More savage. It was fucking crunching away. Noble Savage. That's what it sounded like. Every time you ate one, that's what I heard.
I am quite noble and quite savage.
Very noble savagery of you.
How's the taste, motherfucker?
How's the taste, motherfucker?
You didn't have no ants on the log there. They're just regular celery. There's no peanut butter and little raisins on it.
Nope.
No. So, that would have been savage.
Ooh.
And
you were just looking for something.
And healthy. That is a sensible snack.
Well, it's about that time, Luco. Are you ready?
Noble little doily with ants on a log.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right. This week and every week is always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. This week we are featuring a Swimming with Sharks record artist submission. Woo! They're from fucking Christchurch, New Zealand. That's a place. Christchurch, New Zealand. They are the band Blindfolded and Led to the Woods. Ooh. And they have a song, A Wolf in a Wall Street Tomb. Let's fucking give it a listen.
Boy, it's a
I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's... Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
We're Witherer. Hi, Witherer. And we're addicted to metal on the Metal Experience.
All right, that was brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. They sponsor that segment every single week. And then that was featured from a Swimming with Sharks record artist submission. That was Blindfolded and Led to the Woods from Christchurch, New Zealand, with the track A Wolf in a Wall Street Tomb. Check them out on the Facebooks. Give them a like. We are rocking in the dungeon of Fits of Spare Keys. We got plastic knives. And we're getting dirty. Morgan, take it away.
Yeah.
With me. Yeah.
All right, so hanging out here with Crusadist. I know you guys got a few shows coming up. What do you have right now in the books?
Actually, we got quite a bit on the books. We are playing at 18th Street Brewery in Hammond, Indiana. That is located on the corner of Douglas and Oakley. That's October 19th. It's a free show, and it's actually a show we booked in celebration of the completion of our upcoming album, and 18th Street is gracious enough to honor us with a beer. So we're doing a collaboration with 18th Street, and they're going to release a Crusadist beer.
Fuck yeah.
It'll probably be a limited release, but we also have some other breweries and some other places interested in doing some, so we plan on putting out a lot of alcohol here soon with our name on it.
Some other breweries.
Yes. After that, we are playing Cobra Lounge October 24th for the Meat Metal Murder first year anniversary. And then November, we're pretty much hitting the road, just doing some Weekend Warrior stuff. November 1st, we'll be in Wisconsin. November 2nd, Hexagon Bar in Minneapolis, Minnesota. November 9th at J.J. Kelly's in Lansing, Illinois. November 13th, we are opening up for Terrorizer and Nile at the Forge. And then after that, we will be going to Akron, Ohio to play the Vortex November 16th. We are playing the Token Lounge in Detroit, Michigan, November 17th. And then we're going back to Ohio in Inglewood. Always up to no good. Ohio, we're playing at the Courtyard Lounge with Engraved Darkness. Some of the guys from Workhorse are in that band. And I believe that's all we have confirmed now, but there's other things in the works. We're filling in little gaps as we go
That's
along.
it? You just listed like 46 shows you have
Wait,
coming.
and I want to point out, he did it without a list in front of him.
list.
That was all
He's
top of your
fucking
head, remembering
amazing.
all your venues and shit.
He's a wizard. That's right.
That's insane.
That's the beard.
Nobody sees the wizard.
You're a pinball wizard.
I eat limes and chicken balls.
Oh, no.
That's all you want to do. And I sleep on mattresses in the middle of the forest.
In ditches. In ditches.
In ditches.
Water,
yes.
water beds.
Any of the out-of-state venues you played before?
No, actually, it's a first for us. A lot of these, and I haven't played any of these places in other bands either. So it's all new territory for us. Pretty much just reached out to some promoters and some connections we've been lucky enough to make as we've been going along, and everyone seems very happy to have us. So we've been really lucky in booking these shows. and everyone seems very hospitable and willing to put shows together for us. So we're riding that wave. We had a few things that we were trying to do in Kentucky, but the dates just aren't matching up at the moment. But we have a bunch of other stuff in the works. They're just not fully solidified yet.
Was it Kentucky where you could Airbnb the mattress in a ditch?
It was Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana.
For $12.
That explains it.
What was in Kentucky? Kentucky was a chained mattress
Yeah,
hanging from a ceiling.
it was the air mattress.
Yeah,
remember?
the flying.
The flying? Oh, we're
the
totally
flying
going
mattress.
to
How many
held
of
up
us
by
can
chains.
How many of us can fit
the
on
whole
here?
new world?
that. Yeah. We got to bring KY to KY for the flying mattress. Was that the one with the bunnies, too? You guys don't put any of those rabbits up your ass that close to Halloween.
Now y'all ain't playing all.
Is that how you turn into a rabbit?
That just sounds scary.
Maybe.
In the middle of the
You
night,
start with
sleeping in
you
a
cover
hammock
it.
in a barn, rabbits everywhere. What
Yeah.
will happen?
Yeah, a little carrot going in your poop chute, you know. They're
Well, there's
tapered,
only
so
one hammock, so I
I mean, imagine falling in the middle of the night. You're squishing a ton of rabbits.
At least they're soft.
Or they're jumping up on you.
That's good luck.
They may be rabid rabbits. Say that.
I mean,
times
rabbits
fast.
fuck a lot.
They
I
just,
can't
that's
imagine.
why there's probably a ton of rabbits in there just in there butt fucking.
That's
they
how they
have
lull
lucky
you to
feet.
sleep is the sound of bunnies fucking underneath you in a hammock. You're just swinging back and forth, and they're just. I'd imagine that's what they sound like.
Oh yes, Jerry, give it to me.
Yeah, they're all like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." Like, what the fuck is that, man? It's rabbits fucking, dude.
Maybe with your snoring, they wouldn't dare do it.
Maybe they'd get turned on. Maybe my
Puts them all in the mood. It's like
my snoring is an
there's like 8
aphrodisiac.
births, 8 to 20 births.
You're like, oh fuck, do you hear that? They all start whipping out carrots and fucking each other with the carrots.
But after Sean leaves, the rabbits that are born, their sounds sound like Sean snoring.
And they all have my face. There's a bunch of little rabbits with my face and little goatees and shit.
Yeah,
It's like
bald face.
Rubber bands and all, you know.
yeah. Walk around and shit, and they're like, lime! Lime! That's all they
And all
say.
the other rabbits call you to sing her for five-finger death.
I'd be like, hey, tricks are for kids, motherfucker. You ain't getting McNuffin. Stay away from my doo-doo pussy.
Oh my gosh. It's just too much. I feel like we need another Crusadist track so we can calm ourselves down again.
A doo-doo pussy is...
I really wish we had like a wheel with like all the song names on it that we could just spin.
Yeah. That's where the new
All right.
grindcore project.
Let's do a twofer off of the Holy Grail. Let's play 2 songs back to back.
2 songs. Ooh. 2 songs. Back to back.
Man, it's like...
What should we tell?
Oh.
Why don't you play...
Double penetrate you.
For Blood and Conquest, followed up by Tempered in Black Flame?
Yeah. Ooh,
All right. Brand new music.
My favorite is their super metal titles, and we're talking about rabbits fucking and...
Yeah, and then you just go to that. You're like,
Johnsonville sausages.
Johnsonville. The little fuzzy bunnies in the hammock, and this is Tempered in Black fucking Flame.
More Crusadist. right, we are back with the Metal Experience. Once again, I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, hanging out with our friends in Crusadist. And that was a twofer. We heard The Blood and Conquest into Tempered in Black Flame. So any background as to what those two songs are about?
Well, for Blood and Conquest is just kind of like our mission statement as a band. It's kind of like it sets the tone for the album. I mean, in the metaphorical sense, it's kind of what our objective is. You know, we want to kill shit and conquer. So that's what we're to do. As far as the story, because the Unholy Grail is kind of like a concept album. It tells a big story. So it's the beginning. You know, the elite force in constant battle, going out and conquering different territories, and on their pursuit for this unholy grail. So that's for Blood and Conquest. And Tempered in Black Flame is the aftermath. It's kind of being corrupted by this dark power. You know, it's the unholy grail is supposed to symbolize like immortality, and in our way, it's our pursuit to immortalize ourselves through our music and our art.
Nice. Now, when the album gets released, is there plans to have like any hard copies of the CD pressed or any bundles created where you could get a shirt and CD deal?
Yes, definitely. We have. We're actually working on that now. We're planning on printing physical CDs in digipack format, and we will have album art shirts available to bundle with the album, so you can buy the shirt and the album together. But we will have multiple options for bundle packets. That's our goal. For Blood and Conquest track, we are doing a lyric video. Well, Scott Rudd Film is creating a lyric video, an animated video for us, and that's what we intend on premiering as our official launch towards the album, and we will have the artwork from that on a shirt as well. So you kind of have a little bit of an option on bundle options. And, yeah, we plan on having it on all digital formats as well as physical.
Nice. And currently, where can everybody find everything that is Crusadist?
Well, you can follow us on, of course, Facebook. We have a Bandcamp link through that where you can download our demo currently for free. Also, you can purchase merch through our Bandcamp. We have a Twitter account. We have an Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We're building content to put on that now. These guys just filmed a playthrough video for the Noble Savage, all string section, so guitars. Jason will be doing a playthrough video for another track soon. We have the lyric video coming up. So basically everything is connected through our Facebook at the moment, but we do have alternative social network sites like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Bandcamp. Those are the primary ones.
Nice. Now, we're winding down for the night. We've got a lot more music still on the Holy Grail that we're not going to play because we want you guys to pick up the physical album when it comes out or stream it to be able to hear it in its entirety. But off of everything that you guys have written in your discography so far, what is individually your favorite track?
That's a tough one.
I mean, Hammer at Dawn.
That's what he's been saying all night. Hammer at dawn.
I'm hammered at dawn after a long night of drinking.
No, that one, I don't know, man.
I just like the old
it's
school
just,
nature.
And you're not going to be able to hear it until you hear the CD. So
yeah,
just that song is something else, man. Tell you what.
What about you? What about you, Luke?
I don't know, man.
I can't hear you.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favorite. They're all my favorite, necessarily.
Did you go to open air?
I'm sorry?
I kind of feel like I'm swimming with you right now.
Listen.
Did you staple a $50 bill to your nutsack?
Who told you?
All right, so your favorite track off the album.
Okay.
Your favorite. You don't know if it's your favorite, but your favorite.
Hold on, let me think about this.
I can't think. I
We'll
have
come
to gather
back
my,
to you.
I have to gather
All right,
myself.
well, you just say pass.
Oh.
We'll come back. Think about it.
Jason is undecided.
Lukey Luke.
I think it might be the Unholy Grail, the title track.
The titular track?
The titular track.
Oh, man. It's titulous.
It's honestly a tie between that one. And I didn't have any much of a part in the writing process, but only the Fearless Ride too. It's kind of a tie between the two.
I
of them.
take it back. My favorite is Tempered because it's the song that just jars you out of your seat. You know, it's completely off the wall, and I love it. I stole yours, didn't I?
You can't steal if it's your favorite.
Well, I don't know. It's hard for me to say what my favorite would be, but I think there's a lot of meaning in Beyond the Count of Grief. That's one you guys didn't play tonight that you'll have to get the album to hear. There's a lot of inspiring lyrics, I think, in that. I like The Noble Savage a lot too. That kind of culminates that spirit of the warrior for me. But I mean, it's hard to say because it's
here's my bill.
Oh, your bill.
Oh, God.
There's a broken glass on there. You clapping motherfucker.
All right, so microphone's coming back around. Favorite track.
Beyond the Count of Grief.
All right.
Thank you.
So, what's the last track that we're gonna go out listening to tonight, and what is its backstory?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Dude,
should we do Beyond or no?
What do you? Well, what do you guys?
We
wanna
only have a
play?
couple left.
Yeah.
3, fucking Moonlit.
You want to do
Yeah,
Moonlit?
let's do Moonlit.
All right, we could play a Moonlit Brigade to close it out. Moonlit Brigade that's a good one too. The backstory behind Moonlit Brigade and the concept storyline. Moonlit Brigade is the midnight attack on the Tyrant's fortress. It's basically like taking out the corrupt leadership and starting a new empire. In a metaphorical sense, it's the Moonlit Brigade because it's like a surprise attack, kind of like what we are doing. Crusadist is kind of still kind of a unknown entity, and we're kind of hoping that we're gonna surprise attack and shock a lot of people with what we got going on. So Moonlit Brigade is that taking down the tyrannical leadership and starting a new empire.
Tyrannical, I like that word.
It's getting all little whips. I have a dictionary in my pocket to be
In pursuit of
Is it with
the
your pocket calendar?
execution of the
Yes.
king.
Well, yeah, Moonlit Brigade. It's just
Death by beheading.
It's basically like kind of like that call to starting a new empire, a new leader. There's corrupt people in place, and we aim to take them out. So.
Nice.
Butt fuck yeah, dude. Butt fuck yeah.
Butt fuck them on that floating bed.
Well, next week on our show, we're going to be having finally, Her Worst Nightmare on for their very first time.
Officially, finally?
Finally,
Yeah,
because
we just played
we had to
with those guys.
reschedule. But we'll be here at Fitz's Spirit Keys like we are almost every Tuesday from about 8 p.m. till around 10:30, 11. Come out, hang out with us in Elmhurst. And happy official 8-year anniversary on the show.
Happy
Luca.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, all right.
I think you guys, I know some of you guys had a drive
Take you
tonight.
to an Airbnb.
Yeah.
I feel like that was in a
He's taking
movie.
you to
It
that
was like,
mattress in
"Happy
Louisiana.
birthday."
Yeah, they come out with a bunch of McMuffins.
But I know a few of you
Happy
guys had
anniversary, Luco.
a drive
Thank
to
you.
get here, so we
It's very
appreciate you
wholesome.
guys
Thanks for
coming
having
out and hanging out with us and sharing some
wholesome.
awesome new tunes.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you for
excited
having
to
us.
see them
Some
live.
sexular new tunes.
Yeah.
Sexular.
Excited for the new designs. This is really awesome. So the last track of the night, like we were just talking about, here is a Moonlit Brigade off of the Unholy Grail, and just don't forget to pick up the brand new. I forgot. The brand new album will have 2 tracks that you haven't heard, so make sure you stream it and buy it when it comes out.
Nobody has hit it.
See you next week. Good night.
the bloodline, destroy the crown and burn the throne.